It is chewing.
I think it needs a little bit more juice. Oh! Shut her off! Something just arced out. We gotta see what. So we're out at my buddy Pierre's place. He's up there on the excavator. And what we gotta do is move his shed from over there to the other side of this one. So I brought my Freightliner over to try and drag it, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and get this excavator running. He had it working and it sat over winter and died. Just wouldn't fire back up. So what we're gonna do is we got the air hose hooked onto my truck and we're gonna try and pressure up the fuel tank because I pulled the bleed screw out of the fuel filter housing on it on the back here, and there's nothing coming out and nothing I can see in there. We cranked it over a bit and there was nothing there, so we're hoping that we can pressure up this fuel tank and get some fuel coming out of there because I think it just lost prime and that's why she won't go. So we'll see what happens here. So what we did on this air hose, I didn't bring a blowgun or anything because I didn't think we'd need it. But luckily, I had one of these air fittings sitting in my lunch kit that was luckily in the truck. I won't focus, but anyway, so we'll just clip that in there and we'll get some rags, put them in the top of the fuel housing, and we'll be good. So what we're gonna do is just dip the tank here with the pole and just make sure we got enough fuel in this. So go down to there, and yeah, we got a good 6 inches of fuel in there. So that should be more than enough for us to get this fuel system primed. And if you look in here, basically all we're gonna do is wrap some rags and stuff around here, shove it in there and just hold pressure on there, and then we'll get a guy on the truck opening the valve, and that should force fuel through the line and into the filters and pre-bleed that system, and then we'll try cranking it again and see what happens. Okay, so we got the air line in the tank and Tiernan's gonna open the valve and start pressuring it up, and we're gonna see if we can get anything out of here. So I believe this line is the main feed line, so it has to go through that filter and then that filter after. I might have to go fire up the truck and get some air going, but. So, oh, okay, stop! Oh yeah, we got fuel now, so just one sec. Okay, so I ended up taking the fuel line off. We had fuel coming through there when we pressured it up. Just did that as you saw, fuel coming out of there, and then we did have fuel coming out of there. So what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna get this put in there, and I'm gonna leave it loose so that the air can leak out, and then while it's pressured up, I'm gonna snug it down. Okay, Pierre, it is coming through both filters now. Okay. So pressure it up, and you can put 10-15 seconds of pressure on it, but as it comes out, what I'm going to do is tighten that bleed screw once it's just fuel and no air, and then we'll snug that, and then we'll crank this machine over while putting air in there, and that should hopefully bleed anything out of the injection system and see if it runs. Because if we can get this thing running, that's way better. That saves your butt for all your other projects too. So. Yeah, because I need to move this in. Yeah. So, yeah. So go start putting air in there, Tier. I'll tell you when to stop.
Alright, you want me to jump the other side or just?
Just hold that air line in there for now. I don't see any more bubbles coming out, but yeah. Oh, there's a little bit. Okay. Okay, Terry, you can stop.
Hey, you want to come to the other side?
Yeah. Okay. Do you got enough juice in these batteries to crank it, or do we need to boost it?
I'm hoping I got enough juice.
barely going. I think we're gonna have to boost it, so we'll maybe switch my truck over to the other side or something. We'll figure something out here for getting booster cables on this. So we got the Cummins on there. Got a nice long set of heavy booster cables. And this thing's a 24 volt system. So anybody that doesn't know, you can boost a 24 with a 12 volt. You just got to hook it to one battery. So if we went from this positive to this negative, that gives you a 24 volt system. But these are 12 volt batteries. So just go to the same battery either here or here, and that'll won't burn out your 12 volt system. So we'll let this run for a few minutes, get some juice in there, and then we'll try cranking it again and see if we can get this thing to fire. Okay, so we've had the truck on the charger, or the excavator on the charger for a bit, so we'll see if she goes. It is smoking, so that's always a good sign. I think it needs a little bit more juice. Oh! Shut her off! Something just arced out. We gotta see what that is. Wonder where that came out of. So we got starter solenoids there. I wonder if it's just loose on the starter. I'll get some tools and see. So this is the copper bridge off of that starter. So we're going to try and fab something up to get those to connect and get the starter working properly. You can see here it's had slowly been melting through on that side. Part of this lock washer is actually melted to it, and the washer on this nut is completely blown out. So we'll see what we got laying around here. None of us planned on doing this really today. We were just going to move that shed, but I figured if this was a simple fix on this thing, we'd just get it going, and then that makes his whole life here a lot easier. But hopefully if we get this fixed, we'll get enough cranking power to it and can get it fired up, and then we're really in business. We've had that battery on the charger for a while. I might swap it to the other one and get Tiernan to fire up the truck for a bit and just make sure they're topped up good. So basically what we got going on here is we found a piece of scrap steel.
Yeah.
We don't have a drill, but what we're gonna do is kind of set this up in place, and we've got 2 new nuts. We'll get those spun on and snugged up, and then we're just gonna end up vice gripping everything together and see what happens. So yeah. Hopefully it all works, but we'll find out very, very soon. So we got the bracket in there, or bridge, whatever you want to call it, and a couple pairs of vice grips. So that's all we're gonna do for now, and hopefully that works. So we're gonna go outside. Pierre's gonna hop in the cab. Those batteries should be all charged up. Get all our tools cleaned up and everything out from under here, and we'll see if it'll start. Okay, we got the battery cables all hooked back up, and we're just gonna crank it over and see if we can get it to fire. So we're really crossing our fingers on this one. So while we got that battery charging on the excavator, brought the truck back over just in case this thing doesn't go, and we'll try it out here in about 2 minutes, and hopefully it gets going, but if not, we'll be dragging this thing out of here. Okay, I think this is probably our 4th or 5th attempt. I don't know if I'm going to put them all in the video, but at least you'll get this one. This is going to be the final. If it don't go, then we got to pull that shed with the truck. Is it not cranking?
You don't want to go. Feel the cross cable is that.
Ooh, that's hot.
Take this off.
Oh, that's hot. Okay.
Take off.
So as expected, I think that piece of steel only had one good life in it. I think what Pierre is going to do is pull the starter off. I'll maybe try and take it home one day me and him can meet up and I'll go through it, see if we can get it rebuilt. Talk to some shops in Red Deer and see what they charge to go through it too. But should be a lot cheaper to rebuild it than buy a whole new one. So I think once we get the starter working and make sure there's good fuel in there, I think this thing will fire back up.
Airbags are full. Oh yeah.
Good there? Is it pretty much at the end? Yeah, I got the end.
Oh, the sun is the worst. So what we're gonna do now is we pulled it ahead a bit and we're tight up against that berm now. So they're just kind of re-digging a little bit there, and then what we're gonna do is we got the airbags dropped on the truck and we're gonna get the chains as tight as we can, and we're just gonna gotta go up and down a little bit, do that a few times, and we're gonna slowly get wood underneath it, and then that will slowly get it so that the front of this skid is higher than what that berm is, and then we should be able to drag it out from there. So hopefully it goes that easy, but I'm sure you guys know it never is. Is it going?
He's got a lot of that weight.
Locked on brakes?
He was spinning. Small. Can you see your rear tire? Yeah, you're spinning.
So we got pressure off it now. I'll drop those airbags down here, and then same thing, what we'll do is we'll shorten all that up and lift up the bags and try and get that thing as high as we can. Man, I don't know what the temp is here today, but it is hot. Those guys are re-securing it, so it's slowly working. I'll switch this camera around. Good old mirror shot. But it seems to be working the way we're doing it, where we air it up and down, and we're slowly getting some blocking underneath it. So we'll do that a few more times and we should be able to get it high enough to just start dragging it out. How's it looking? Change good?
It hasn't lifted much, but I think it's still going with the rotation of the tires. Oh yeah, it's still right.
She's still lifted. Try it out. She goes, she's gonna lift it, jerk. I don't give a
Do you worry about that corner at all?
No, man.
Okay. Sure. Those are full of grass. It's teetering. No. Wait, hold on. Let's back up. We'll hook it up because now it's sitting on this side of the edge. Hook it up so you're vertical. Because now you're just pulling that way. Okay, yeah, sure. Going for a rip, are ya, bud? Need the weight. It's only gonna get softer.
We'll shorten it up here.
Lower gear. It chews good. It is chewing. It's chewing pretty hard.
Might need a comment.
Yeah.
So, screw up on my part. Handed the phone over to get a good recording, but anyways, it didn't get recorded, so we missed probably the best part of this project. I'll take the heat for that. After I got stuck there with the Freightliner, we ended up getting the Dodge, this old girl. We chained it to the front of the Freightliner and had to pull the Freightliner and the shed, and it actually worked pretty phenomenal. So, but now what we're gonna do is we're gonna drag this thing sideways and get it back into place. We're gonna get the Dodge on one end, Freightliner on the other, and see what happens. So we got the one end tied to the pintle of the truck again, and this other end here we got just on the corner of that skid. I think I'm gonna try and get a 2x4 here because it is gonna put a bit of pressure on this. So he says he's not too worried about this building, but we'll see. Hold on. Got the chain propped up in the right spot, and now I'll start dragging it ahead, get it squared up, and then we'll see if we got enough chain to hook to the Dodge as well and get both of these dragging at the same time, but we'll see.
Ease. Oh.
Pull that side up. Try to get it. Oh yeah. Okay, that's good. Got quite a bit done.
Got the shed in place, and we kind of figured out the excavator. So got Pierre all set up now, and hopefully make the county happy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, hopefully.
hopefully, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll see you guys in the next one.